Today we're going to look at one-step equations. Now before we start one-step equations, it's really important to know what is the inverse of each of our operations. For example, addition and subtraction are the opposites. The opposite of subtraction is addition. The opposite of multiplication is division, and the opposite of division is multiplication. It's important to know this because you need to undo what's already been done, and we do that using our inverse operations. So I'm going to go through some examples and then show you some more complicated problems. So we have an equation of x plus 5 equals 13. So the last thing they did was they added 5, and the opposite of adding 5 is subtracting 5. Therefore, x equals 13 take 5, which is 8. So you find what they've done, and then you do the opposite. X take 9 equals 14. The opposite of take 9 is plus 9. Therefore, x equals 23. We look at what's happened. It's been 5x is 45. It's been multiplied by 5, and the opposite is dividing by 5. And 45 divided by 5 is 9. X divided by 7 equals 3. The opposite of divided by 7 is times by 7. Therefore, x equals 21. Now let's look at the more complicated examples. I like to put a 1 in front of the x. That's just a personal choice and unnecessary. It just helps me balance out equations. So I have negative 1x plus 1 equals 2. The last thing that happened was plus 1, and the opposite is take 1. Negative 1x equals 1. Now you can see it doesn't look the same as the top. We actually want it to be a positive x, so we have to divide it by the coefficient. And 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1, because when we divide something by 1, the answer is itself. Let's look at the next example. 8 take 1x equals 7. Now that 8 is actually a positive 8, you just can't see it. So we have opposite of plus 8, which is take 8. So negative 1x, we want our x's on our left and our numbers on our right. 7 take 8 is negative 1. Negative 1x, again, divided by negative 1, because we want a positive x. And negative 1 divided by negative 1 is 1, which is itself. So we're trying to isolate our letters on the left-hand side, or our pronumerals, and having our constants on the right. And that is how you balance one-step equations using inverse operations.